We
I'd
ought
rather
to
go
go.
to a small, humble church,
Right,
a small, humble church. That's where I feel comfortable, is in a small, humble church, knowing that the money that they are actually collecting is actually going back out to the poor and
right.
feeding people and, excuse me, and clothing people and getting people clothing and shoes and boots and making sure they got food in their mouths. And then, even if it gets too cold, that little humble church, come on in, y'all. It may be a small
Right,
church, but we'll find a place for y'all to lay down. Come
right,
on in.
right.
That's what I believe in churches, not these big old cathedrals and blah 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 blah.
There's been
It
several
don't make
people in my
sense to me.
ministry doing this on here and other places that said, they're like, man, if you ever started a church, I would definitely be a member or whatever else. I'm like, that's easy to say when we're all scattered out around the U.S.
Right?
But I'm like, I understand what they're saying. And I've talked to my wife and I've talked about that. If the God ever led me to be a pastor of an actual church, how would I do things? And I'm like, well, for me, worst of all, my doors would be open 7 days a week, 24 hours. I know I can't
Right.
do
Oh my
it
gosh.
myself.
Yes. Thank you.
I
Thank
said, I know
you.
I can't do it myself, but I'd have to have other pastors or other people there to help me. I said, but they'd be open 24/7 because no, the people have anxieties at different times of the world. People have struggles at different times of the day. It's not just
Yes.
between 11 and 12 on Sunday or 6 to 7 on Wednesday. They have struggles throughout the entire life, all the time, 7 days a week. And if they don't have the church, well, where are they going to go? They're going to go towards the places that they think are doing about, the bars and the strip clubs and these things like that,
Right.
to the
Because
drug
I
addicts and
know,
things like
baby.
that. So
I've,
when
I've,
they're
I've
not
struggled.
provided what they need, well, then of course they're going to go to the others. Yeah, I want my church open 24 hours a day to be there for anybody who wants
I,
to.
I know I struggled at midnight one time, and I really needed to go talk to God. I needed to be in my papa's house. I needed to sit on my knees in papa's house in silence and tranquil. And I went around, and it was like, why are the doors locked in these churches? I don't understand that, man. I need to get into papa's house. And then there's a building, and I said something to somebody about it. And I'm not going to say the name because they do a lot of good for the homeless, but I beg your pardon if you're going to put a chair in front of the sanctuary and say for nobody to go in there. If somebody steals something, so what, man? They must have needed the food or the pop or whatever, soda, whatever you guys call it, pop, soda, whatever.
Right.
It's materialistic crap. But to sit here and you block off the sanctuary when people actually need to go in there and just get down on their knees and talk to God, and you're going to block the sanctuary from people coming on in there?
Right.
That don't make sense to me, y'all.
See, I have a lot of issues with things that happen inside the sanctuary too, with people wearing hats or eating or dogs being in there or whatever. I have a lot of problem with that too, because
You
to
had a
me that
problem with
should
dogs
be
being in there?
that's a sanctuary. It should be
I know
held
that,
with
honey,
a
but
certain
listen,
amount of reverence. You know what I mean?
sir, I understand that, but listen, when it comes to dog animals, even when Jesus was alive, I mean, he would do his sermons outside on the mount or in the middle of the desert, and there was animals everywhere in the desert. Some of them animals there, when they bring them in, are service dogs,
Oh,
and
I
they
know.
do comfort people, just like God, and God loves animals too. So if you bring your little puppy and doggy in there, man, he's probably going, "Oh, cool," he's probably reaching down, petting the little puppy, and I think that's cool. But as
Out of
far as
all of those,
anything else,
I guess the service animals would probably definitely be an exception. I guess. I mean, I get too hard on that one